Here's a thing that happens in coaching. Your client starts talking about a problem, something concrete. Maybe it's the morning routine that keeps falling apart. Maybe it's a project they can't get traction on. You can work with this. You know how to ask good questions about obstacles and strategies and next steps. So you do. And the session moves. You get to an action item. The client agrees to it. And then nothing happens. They come back the next week, and it's like the conversation never took place. Now rewind that session. Listen again, but not to the words. Listen to the voice. It was flat. The sentences were short. They trailed off twice before finishing a thought. They said, "I've been all over the place this week," and you treated that as a content description. You asked what all over the place looked like. They gave you a list. You worked the list. What you missed was that all over the place was not a report about the week. It was a report about their state, the quality of how they were sitting inside their own experience. And that state was the actual coaching material, not the list. You are trained to track content. You're good at it. What we're building in this video is a second track. You're going to learn to listen for state as the primary input, not just something you notice on the side. When state becomes your primary input, the next question you ask changes. The data you get back changes. The session you end up in is a fundamentally different session. Same client, same problem, different starting point, different outcome. Every coaching conversation has two channels running at the same time. There's what the client is telling you, the content, the situation, the problem, the story of the week, and underneath that, there's something else. How regulated they are right now, in this moment, talking to you. Most of us were trained to follow the first channel. Client says something, we ask about what they said. That's solid coaching. But with ADHD clients, the second channel, their state, is often carrying more information than the words are. Here's what I mean. A client opens with, "I've been all over the place this week." You can hear that as content and ask what happened. You'll get a list. You'll work the list. You'll build a plan. And none of it will stick because all over the place wasn't a description of events. It was a state report. The client was telling you where their nervous system has been, not what their calendar looked like. Now take that same client on a different week. They say the exact same words. "I've been all over the place." But this time their voice is faster. There's energy in it, maybe even some humor. Same sentence. Completely different state. And that means it's a completely different session, even though the content is identical. State shapes what the content means. When you're only tracking words, you're coaching the surface. When you're tracking state alongside those words, you're hearing what the client is actually bringing you. That second track, how activated, how shut down, how present this person is right now, that's the track that tells you what kind of session you're in and what move to make next. So you've got the two tracks. Now watch what happens to your next question, depending on which track you're following. A client opens with, "I couldn't get started on anything this week." If you're tracking content, your brain goes to problem solving. You ask what they needed to start, what got in the way, what they tried, reasonable questions. You'll get reasonable answers. And you might spend 40 minutes working through a list of strategies that your client never follows through on because you solved the wrong problem. Now reset. Same client, same opening. But this time, You stay with the quality of what they just said, not the logistics. When you say you couldn't get started, what was it like to be in that? What was happening for you? That's a different question. It produces different data. The client pauses. They say something like heavy, like there's too much everywhere and I can't pick up any of it. Now you know what kind of session this is. You're not troubleshooting a productivity gap. You're working with someone whose whole system was overwhelmed, and that changes every move you make from here. Notice what the state first question did. It didn't dismiss the content. The morning routine or the missed deadlines are still real. But before you go there, you find out where the client actually is. Because a strategy conversation with someone who's overwhelmed lands differently than the same conversation with someone who's stable and curious. The question you ask next is the session you get. Make sure you're choosing it from the right track. There's a layer underneath the emotional report. Your client's body knows something before their language catches up. When you ask, "How are you feeling about this?" most of the time you get a cognitive answer. They tell you what they think about the feeling. They narrate it. That's useful, but it's not the same data. Try this instead. Where in your body do you notice the Monday morning thing? Or when you say you couldn't get started, where does that live physically? You're asking them to locate something rather than label it. The client who says heavy, like there's too much everywhere and I can't pick up any of it, that's a different starting point than I feel overwhelmed. One is a somatic report, the other is a category. Here's where coaches lose this. You ask the somatic question. The client pauses. They give you something real. Maybe it's tightness in their chest. Maybe it's a sense of weight. And then you pivot. You move to the next question. You treat the somatic answer as a waypoint instead of staying with it. The body state response needs a beat of attention before you go anywhere else. Tell me more about that heaviness, or just silence. Let them be with it. You're not doing body work. You're not diagnosing. You're gathering information that the cognitive channel won't give you. The somatic answer tells you what kind of session you're in. It tells you what this client can actually access right now. When you stay with it, even 10 seconds longer than feels comfortable, the client often reorganizes what they want to bring to you. The agenda shifts because the data shifted. Most coaches do a state check at the top of the session and then shift into content mode for the remaining 40 minutes. That's the miss. State is not an opening ritual. It moves. It shifts mid-sentence. Your job is to keep tracking it the entire session. What does that look like in practice? You're listening for pace changes. The client was talking quickly, working through something, and then they slow down. You're listening for circling. The same point coming back a third time in different words. You're listening for disengagement, answers getting shorter, energy dropping, the client going through the motions. Every one of those is data about where the client is right now, not 5 minutes ago. Here's the skill. When you notice a shift, you name what you observe, not what you've concluded. I notice your pace just slowed. That's a coaching move. It invites the client to look at their own experience. You seem dysregulated. That's your internal assessment. It stays with you. It informs your next question, but you don't hand it to the client as a label. The PAAC essential here is wonder. You're curious about what you're observing, not certain about what it means. So the client is midway through describing a project plan and their voice goes flat. You might say, "Something shifted just now. What are you noticing?" That question interrupts the content track just long enough for the client to catch up with their own state. Sometimes that's where the real session starts, not at the opening, but 20 minutes in, when the regulation shifts and nobody names it. Keep tracking. The whole session